All right, good evening and welcome to the Monday, April 28th Park and Recreation Commission meeting here starting earlier at 6:30 due to the League of Women Voters warrant article meeting that will be happening at the Center for the Heights tonight at 7:30. So I appreciate everyone for showing up early. We do have a quorum. We have 3 commissioners here. We have an open house. No guests here. Do we have any guests online? We have no guests online.
Nikki is watching.
Nikki, always a pleasure.
Hi, Nikki. I'm not pulling her over, so she can't talk to you.
Thumbs up.
She can hear you.
Fantastic, wonderful, but all right, due to the sake of time, we are going to do an abbreviated meeting. We're just kind of gonna go through it. If there's a topic we do need to talk about, we will carve out that time, but just for the sake of God bless you, that we do have to be done by a certain time, we will kind of cruise through certain things, okay? So going on that, there's no public comment. There are no meeting guests, so let's just jump right into the director's report, and I'll later on to Stacy and Hannah.
So for the director's report for programming numbers, I did our finances starting from April 1st through last Thursday. So those are this is the combined revenue for courts. This is for programs. There's about $203,000 in the last, in about 23 days. A lot of that is membership. So, I didn't put from last time to this time, but our numbers are jumping from, our court bag numbers are going up. And they are very thrilled with our new, the pickleball nets that are over there. If somebody wrecks them, I would personally go over there.
Do they get put away every night? Supposedly?
There's no place to put them away.
Understood.
They get stored against the side. They roll
Okay.
them over the side.
Okay, so they're not like foldable, collapsible, they're just,
No, they are solid
Okay.
outdoor
we'll
courts.
check them out.
Nets, sorry. Programs are moving along. These are all our spring programs. Spring break, all of our vendor programs, except for one, kind of tanked, but our program had a very big wait list, which was difficult because we could have taken more kids, but we didn't have enough staff. So it was just a weird space where we had about 20 people on the wait list and we couldn't get them in. So that was interesting.
Do we think it was the programs themselves that the outside vendors were offering, or is it just?
No, I think it's just April.
Okay,
I think we have less going on in April. I think the winter one, like the Christmas one is our biggest one, and then April one, more and more people go away. This coming weekend, we have the townwide cleanup. And we have the Arbor Day sapling giveaways, which will be Friday and Saturday morning here. And currently, depending on the weather, we will have the townwide dance party, which will be happening at Greens, which is, if I remember the schedule, the inflatable bouncy houses will be there and they'll be monitored by the company that brings in the bouncy houses. Around from 4 to 5:30. Inflatables. Those are the inflatables, and then 7:30. 4 to 7:30. Just kidding. The petting zoo is 5:30 to 6:30. 5:30 to 6:30. That was a big hit last spooky walk. There was lines out the door. And finally, the DJ/dance area will be from 6 to 8. At that point, we will have the parking lot and the Y building available to us for the dancing space and bathrooms. And they're gonna collaborate with us on that one. So
and just to be clear, sorry, go ahead. No.
my biggest concern right now is there is no rain date and there's no place to move it. So looking at the weather, it's not looking great. But we're gonna keep an eye on it. We've talked to all the vendors. They need about 24 hours notice to cancel. Because we can't pay them if they don't actually show up. So
Who's paying for this?
the Park and Rec department.
We're on the hook for the bill.
Yes.
Will it be much, do you think?
No, it actually wasn't even close to what I was thinking it was gonna be, but I can do the breakdown once we get there and help you guys out.
And also, just to be clear, I think it's fantastic that you're throwing these together and it sounds like it's gonna be a great activities like the petting zoo and inflatables like this. But this was also something that wasn't one of our goals. This was a goal by a different department, committee, however you want to say it, that this wasn't something that we came up with, that we were.
We didn't have it on our list.
No, we did not have this on our list. I think it's great that the staff picked up the ball and was running with it. But in future times, boy, I would love to be able to communicate with set groups that want to do things in a collaboration, then kind of at the last minute of, hey, this is what we're doing kind of thing, and now we're the ones, because it's our name on it.
So I will say two things. A spring event was on Chris Burnham's list, so that's been his goal for a couple of years. And then every year, I was telling Chris about this earlier or late last week. We sit, department heads sit in a room and go through the list of select board goals. This is one of the select board goals, and then every department is like, who can help support these goals? And that's sort of how this came about. It wasn't last minute, but it wasn't on my radar until spring. So my apologies for not getting this out to you sooner. It was just a thing that we were trying to get done in the middle of hiring. So, we'll see. It wasn't a heavy lift, and while the staff will be there, it's also not a heavy lift while we're there, because all the vendors will take care of everything, and we'll just kind of be there for crowd control and making sure everything goes well. But like I said, looking at the weather,
Police details and that stuff.
yep, I mean, we won't be paying for those, we call to let the police know, so they'll just have more people around. We did involve the businesses, we have a dine out flyer that we sort of sent around. So the business like Abbott's reached out to us, they're gonna stay open a little bit later that night. They were
We're new option.
So, and we're just sort of encouraging people to do takeout and bring it over to Greens and,
Pick up that for themselves.
that's right.
Could we also, and I know we could definitely pull this from the select board packet, but if we could see the select board goals.
Yeah,
There's a way that they
on the
can,
website, but I can try to.
yeah, just, I think you could find it to read, and I, just in case something like this comes up, and we could look in the future and be like, hey, this could be something that could involve us, or, and on our
They
budget.
typically have goals
Mhm.
that involve us, that we
Right.
don't always know.
Exactly,
Yeah, they do.
so
Often
just,
don't know.
mhm,
But I'll send them over to you guys, no problem.
that would be great.
Many people sign up for the cleanup, spring cleanup.
So right now, there's about 25 registered people. That could mean 5 in each group. That could mean one group of 10 and a whole bunch of 2s.
Exchange is supposed to have a group. but I-
Exchange just reached out to us specifically and said we want to do something, so then that's on there. And then people just kind of also just go out there. We also had a CPA firm reach out to us. They want to do a big cleanup as a give back.
Okay,
And then there's another group that wants to do it like at the end of May, and we generally never say no to, yes, you can come
Free
pick up
cleanup.
trash, thank you.
wasn't there a group over by, Charles River on 135 and down by the PSAP, like this weekend, I think I drove
Yes.
by.
That's
was
a separate, group,
Okay.
they reach out to RTS directly, and
It's probably like,
Matt reaches out to me and says, do you want, is it okay that I handle this, or do you want it? And I said, buddy, have at it.
yeah, it's
all
all
you.
you give them the bags, they bring them right back to you.
Like, if you need anything, let us know, we'll hand you some bags, so
Okay,
that's coming up this weekend. The Holy event that we moved on Sunday will be at Hillside. We moved it from Memorial, remember the original ask was for Memorial,
yes,
so we did move them to
hillside.
Hillside. That's a good, that everybody's happy with that, and the weather on Sunday looks fine. That was the other thing I looked at for them, so.
Fingers crossed.
Pool revenue for April 1 to the 24th is about $38,000. That's just for memberships. So that's jumped up. You can see all the overall numbers. We're actually, I think the discounts are making a big difference. People are calling and reaching out to us and saying like, oh my God, I missed the discount. Can you give me the discount? And I say, I can give you the current discount. Can't give you the last discount. So, but they're still kind of pouring in, so.
Passes, quite really volunteer passes.
Did you bring?
I did,
What
I got
happened?
2,
You got 2?
why I wanted to,
Oh, there you go.
only because he asked me.
Slide monitor,
Like,
celebrity
fine.
slide monitor.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know, he wants it for.
Summer camps, our numbers are going up. They're ticking up slowly, it's interesting to watch it sort of come in waves. This week, I think we'll see more. This is typically the week where all of a sudden parents after vacation are like, what are you guys gonna do this summer? We need to make sure we fill these spots. So we have the staff for everybody now, so we're feeling pretty confident there. Fields and facilities, other than cricket 2, everything's open. Cricket 2, it just looks bald.
Really?
And so, and there's just a bunch of bald spots, and while we were. Ed and his team were just like, can we keep it closed? They talked to the user groups that use it the most.
Mhm.
Those user groups were fine with it. So we've just been trying to keep it off, but I think it is open now.
I was curious.
Which?
Closest to the diamond.
Closest to the diamond.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So one is
Sure, that's-
on hill, closest to
Yeah,
hillside,
that's
and
pretty back one.
I know I have to ask that.
Hmm.
So since writing this, we are actually looking, to open the pools the week, on Memorial Day weekend, not the week of the
Really?
19th. But we thought we were gonna get out the week ahead. What's really struggling with us is there's some colleges that are getting out later and doing finals, and we can't train the staff. And I won't let the staff get in the chair unless I physically see them do their save before they do that. That, I don't care if they've been with us 5 years or 1 year, it's just the thing that I feel strongly about. And me or him, not
It's safety.
safety first. So we're not gonna have our wide open hours
Mhm.
until about June 20th. But between Memorial Day and then we'll have some limited hours. And we're just putting the final touches on that brochure because we've had to change it quite a bit, and I didn't want to post it and then change it, because people get all kinds of confused. The 15% discount is still open, it is through May 15th.
Okay.
So May 16th is when the actual regular rates start.
Will we send out an email blast, maybe in the news to know, or is this,
Yes.
okay,
Camp staff, we are mostly full, and Hannah's working on LITs, which is our leadership and training program, and I'll give you the go ahead, you can talk about pool staff.
So I would say as of right now, we're about 95%. We just need to see a couple more cars come in. We're already pretty close to where we were at last year, but with the numbers we had last year, we just felt like it wasn't enough. So hopefully with a little bit higher target, we'll be not burning out people. And of course, a lot of people have vacations, things to work around, classes and other stuff. But like Stacy said, a lot of that training, within like the week that we were anticipating to open will happen during that time, and hopefully that will get us to what we want in terms of the following week and having more than enough staff.
And as kids start working with us, like whether they're coming back from college or they're just getting out of high school, they'll go through all the same training that the staff now are. There are some sort of inside trainings that we do. We go over policies, procedures, mandated reporting, that kind of thing that goes for everybody, and everybody can attend that now. And then the water trainings, we go as kids, we do them in clumps as they start to come out of school.
You are good with maintenance, this is 3 to 7, are you closer to?
They're full.
Oh, wow.
Position we really have available right now is lifeguards.
is that still at 29, or are we getting over 30?
Oh, I'm at like 34.
Oh, okay,
I want like 40.
one extra,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
So when I wrote this on Thursday to get this out in time, they did a bunch of interviews Thursday night. And so these are now kids that are staff that have confirmed, yes, they want to. We don't have all their paperwork in yet, but they have confirmed that they.
How is the town and the HR department been with getting paperwork? I know that's been a struggle in past years, but are they streamlining the process or making it a little bit easier?
So HR has taken over all of the paperwork part of it.
Okay,
So we have a shared spreadsheet, and when we decide yes on a kid, we put them in the spreadsheet. We say, good to go for HR to take over, HR creates all the paperwork, reaches out to them. I did check in with them, and they're like, wow, some kids get them back right away. I was like, and some kids I've never heard from, I'm like,
Yeah.
So
it's all
they,
yours.
so Taylor's been doing the bulk of it, she's the assistant HR director, she's on vacation, so when she comes back, we'll try and like. See where we're at with everybody. She did say like, what do you do if they don't respond to emails? The answer is we start texting. She's like, what about phone calls? I'm like, they won't answer.
Don't think that.
Yeah.
I was like, even text, sometimes they don't answer, sometimes, so.
HR?
Tatiana Swanson. And that's
That's my thing I'll follow up with not hiring with the leadership and training program. We do have over 48 people signed up for the group interview process already. That went out last Friday. We have 51-ish people on the program, and then we have, I think, over
Plus-
5+ people on the wait list, so we're definitely trying to see if we can find a spot for them, but the biggest thing is they have to go to the training every year, which is you either can go to it or you can't. There's 2 dates. But making sure that people know there is stuff to do year round. Obviously, if you come to me in the summer, it's a lot harder to schedule something volunteer wise, but great examples, we did have some staff or some people reach out to us last week. So there was the van program, which is volunteer around Needham through Youth and Family Services. So a bunch of people were helping out there, and then also they helped with Parks and Forestry, but those are the kinds of things that, like, if you can't do this program in the summer, which I know you probably want to work at camp and get all your hours in 1 week, like, there's other stuff to do.
plenty of options. That's it. The only thing I forgot to put in here, and my apologies, was playground updates. I was supposed to put in the director's report. Woo is going systematically through a lot of our playgrounds, sending me pictures of things that are broken that I need to replace. I order them, they come in, he puts them in.
Anything major, like a slide or swing or something along those
No, the
lines?
slide we just replaced. The only thing that's major for the Mitchell School right now is we had to take down the zip line. And because of safety reasons, it was the bolt at the top was wearing and the rope was about to pop, so we just took it out. And now we're just waiting for the part to come in, and once it comes in, we can put it back. So. The kids are not thrilled, but I would rather than
You'd rather
be
get
safe
involved.
than, hop off. the roof.
Well, Jimmy broke his arm.
So you're gonna take the playground equipment up at the Charleston Center, the Militia Heights. I was reminded of that last week, and Anne Marie asked me. So we can find out if they're still interested.
What is there?
So the short answer is we're interested. I think I still have to work with DPW on where to put it until we can use it. And I think that's gonna be the biggest thing. We went out to bid for an on-call repairman for playgrounds for things that like Woo and I cannot do. And that bid opening is Thursday, so that would be something that I would talk to that person and say like, where can we put these? What would it cost to put it in? That kind of thing.
So I said, is it an issue? And she said, not yet, but it will be. So I don't know what that timing is or whatever, but she asked me to check with you.
Are most of the pieces usable or are they?
They're almost all usable.
Okay,
In
cool.
case we have to look at it.
Yep,
Actually, couldn't
I mean,
afford it.
Other than a decent power wash.
Sure, okay,
They're
that's
kind of
good.
shade, they're in great shape.
Got it, okay, perfect. How is Claxton coming along?
He's doing well. We did not have a meeting on this past Friday. We have one this coming Friday. So I've been down there, but the irrigation looks like if it's not all in, it's almost all in. I think some of the pathways are completed. We did move around some of the benches, the seating, the public seating, not the kids' benches, not the players, so. I think it's moving along great. George's update from this past week was very minimal, that it was about the inside of the building where the electrical stuff is,
Mhm.
that's up to date. I didn't send that picture, it's very boring.
Yeah.
It's a picture of watching the box. So, but yeah, everything's moving around, tennis court's moving along,
I was gonna say, love seeing the activity up there.
yep, there's a lot going on there, so.
Did they get a lot done last week with the school vacation? Any other comments, questions, concerns in regards to the director's report? Okay, 6:51, so we're probably looking at 25 minutes, just. Okay, discussion items, disc golf, no new real update, it was good to have them.
Quick update,
Yes.
I did talk to Cecilia, and we cannot add it to the action sports park, CPC, because that. Went to CPC, very specifically outlined the two things, so now I need to talk to Cecilia after town meeting about what we can do.
Got
I did tell her we could wait until after town meeting,
Okay,
so that is on hold for the moment.
got it,
I'm not surprised.
couldn't hurt to ask.
Right, exactly.
Could we brainstorm options for disc golf? It sounds like there's like the premium, like.
Oh, yeah.
With concrete, like slabs poured in,
Mhm.
there could be like there's some tiering of like quality and. Where should we be kind of spending effort? I think there's definitely a demand to get it in sooner than later, so like, what are we willing to do in terms of compromising? Because I think trying to expedite it seems important, so understanding what that would mean.
So one of the things Cecilia did mention is we will have to go out to bid or get a contract, right? But we'll also need to get 3 quotes because it's gonna be between the $10,000 and $50,000 price range with prevailing wage. But to reach out to the different vendors that do build these to try and get a sense of. Like, is there a gold, silver and platinum
Right,
package?
exactly.
What those costs, what the turnaround time would be. So I've been reaching out to my colleagues in different towns. But last week is a busy week, so I didn't hear back that have disc golf courses and say, like,
It
Who did
seems
you
like the
use?
disc golf group is amenable to
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
they did reach out to me
Work.
afterwards and like, we can do this, we can do that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
down here.
I think the
Things like
slabs
install
would be,
themselves.
and again, I'm guessing here, but the slabs would be the more expensive, like the nets or.
Well,
goals,
they
whatever you
said
wanna Call them, are
the-
kind of standard,
Disc golf folks said we don't even need to do that.
Right.
okay,
Upfront, that can, I mean, that could be something we do later, something we
So
don't
the-
ever have to do, so.
okay, all right, definitely. Any other more update? Right, commission policies, we're really not gonna go over anything tonight, but we gotta get it on for the next, I know we're slammed with. Town meeting and a bunch of other things, but we gotta get our policies and goals out and any updates that we have coming up in the next few meetings. Same for the goals and policies, I think those are kind of together. CPC, we're gonna answer questions tonight. Do we think we're gonna have to answer anything about the trail signs at all? No,
I don't think so.
okay,
I
just,
think everybody-
so pretty much it's just the, as I'll dub it, phase 2 at Claxton. And Dwight,
Elliot.
Elliot. So.
Elliot and yes. that
Elliot,
is-
yes, okay, perfect. Anybody have any? Questions or things that, hey,
Yeah, Recreation Park.
yeah, mhm,
I think the biggest questions you might get is why is the price for the design so high? Typically, design is often about 10% of the construction and considering construction is 3
The
million.
question should be, why is it $3 million?
Yes.
Right, we're not there yet.
Well,
But it's
Yeah.
because of the very specific nature of the skate park.
And if we were, my own reminder, if we were to split them into. What's
Good
the
question.
percentage?
The savings was about like 10 or 15%. It wasn't huge because they have to mobilize twice. Cause I did break that
But Would it
down.
be like 60, 60 for pickleball and 50% for the
oh,
skate
which
park?
is- yeah.
I'm just thinking if somebody asks that question.
But I mean, are you including the skate park and the pump track as 2 separate or just one? Okay, okay,
I'm just trying to think, it's not half and half, right, half the project cost
There you
is
go.
right.
oh, let's do
There we
that.
go.
Here we go,
Big deal.
5842,
So,
okay,
it's.
So we saved, if we did them at the same time, we should save
I know.
30,000.
hold on, yes, don't change that, the old people are gonna take a
So-
picture.
42, yeah, I'm not gonna be in your room though, am I? 58% is skate. They did that, did you come out? Okay.
No, just a hat.
Print it out.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
anything else in regards to CPC? Okay. Liaisons, everyone good, like, who are presenting the projects for CPC? Got it. Okay, McLeod,
So the group met, a group of us, including engineers, town management, myself, Ed, about the different options. We got the different options from Justin. In very broad strokes. And this is part of our next meetings down below, but it's about. And these are not exact numbers, because I don't have them in my head, but they're about $33,000 to lower the pads. And extend the fencing so that the sight lines are better. It's about $110,000 to change the bleachers, to lift the bleachers and get a better sight lines. So two things are happening, obviously one's less expensive. The sight lines for the raised bleachers are significantly better, or not significantly better, but they are better.
Right.
So what the next steps are for is to see what high school athletics. What their thought is on that. Karis did talk to Ryan today. He feels like considering the cost, he's fine with the lowering of the pads. But if it was the same price, he prefers the other option.
So
But it's not.
has is less safe, less safe.
Could potentially be less safe,
Later.
but
Mhm.
yes,
And you can't, to my knowledge, you also can't repurpose those pads.
Nope.
Once they come down, there's no other
So
place
you're
they,
putting up
no, you're putting up fence,
they're cutting.
fence. and
Yeah,
the pads are
just- they're literally just gonna be cut away.
Oh, they're gonna be in half.
They're gonna be tiny pads, right?
So there'd be about, yes, I don't know exactly how much, so that's that. Kate, the next step after that is Katie and I are meeting with Dave and Michelle. Dave Davidson is finance director, Michelle is the town accountant. To talk about if the revolving fund can be used to pay for whatever the choice is that's made. Just to make sure that everything is copacetic and follows the guidelines of the revolving. If you look down on letter C under next meetings, those are the two dates between, like, that. The town management can come and present the different options with the engineering department, to the commission. So they were asking if either of these dates work for the next meeting, because we cannot meet on the 12th, because that is special town meeting. We cannot meet on the 26th, because that is Memorial Day. So the two options that they floated to us was Wednesday, May 21st, or Tuesday, June 3rd.
Can we all look at this right now, because I'd love to get an answer back.
I love the 21st, honestly, that would, I mean, it's the
Well, it's all-
quickest,
No, it's,
right, I mean, right, it's the soonest.
I'm fine with the 21st.
So I can't make the third,
say what?
Way they cannot do for those,
you can't do either,
but.
If the 21st works for everybody, I will make the 21st work.
does that not work for you?
Good, I will be literally coming in hot, but yes.
I mean, we'll still be on Zoom if that works for anybody else, but.
Yeah, actually, I might be able to, join by
On either night, Michelle, or?
just the 21st, I am.
Sounds like we have a winner.
21st.
Yeah, I'm out of town.
Right.
So I'm gone that day.
And listen, I do feel bad that we have two other commissioners that aren't here, but I mean, we do have a quorum and out of respect to the other parties.
Yeah.
We're choosing the
This works,
21st, and if they can
like-
join us, great.
And just to be clear, there would be nothing, no work is being done this season.
Mhm.
Like, there's no way, we're not interrupting the softball.
So this
Sure.
season, we're working with what we have.
We're just dealing with what we have
Yep.
to get through the season, and then this would be down the road, either summer, potentially fall.
Fall,
They did
okay.
ask if it would be possible to take that particular field offline in the fall. I said we could make do, especially with Clemson coming back.
I was gonna ask
Yep.
how many, yeah. how
So
far is it?
into the fall, it's, we don't need as many diamonds, but Claxton would be back online, so it would be fine.
And that would address the accessibility
Yes.
question, so you'd be.
So the-
raising and.
Sightline
We
and
would be-
accessibility.
Purchasing new bleachers that would accommodate
Okay.
accessibility. We're not lifting them, I'm sorry,
Got
I might have
Okay.
misspoke. So we're purchasing new ones, the ones that would there would probably go to Claxton too, like we would move things
They would be
around,
repurposed.
we would be repurposing them, but they're
Okay.
entirely different, very specific.
So it's 33K versus 110. Okay. And we think that these last about 10 years, 20 years?
The
Bleachers?
Yeah,
Ooh.
50, I mean, I know we have some of the age.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
They, as long as they are taken care of and not destroyed, they will last, they can last what feels like forever. They'll outlast me, let's put it that way.
well, I wanna say,
You see
the-
that difference in cost,
Mhm.
if they're gonna last that long, that's a pretty good argument then, right? That you've got a long life ahead of them, so why not do it right and do it once? Right,
Maintain the safety.
yeah,
yeah,
facility.
I want to say the bleachers that we currently have at Claxton that we also repurposed were the original ones that they put in. 19, you know, back then. And those, I mean, and those look perfectly fine. I mean, you wouldn't think they're not rusting, they're not, I
No,
mean,
we have to power wash them to
Right,
put them
which-
there, but that,
Yeah.
we should be doing that anyway.
But that, I mean, I think that should be a consideration, that is safety and the age, and they're gonna last one time.
I will let town management that the 21st works, and then I'll send out the meeting invite.
got it.
And then there's one quick thing that's coming up, just so it's on your radar, Gabby Queenan, the sustainability manager, has received a grant to potentially work on a stormwater project, at DeFazio, where the lake is. The lake that's not actually a lake,
By the,
by the
playground.
top lot,
Okay.
so they're gonna work on.
I was gonna say like,
Oh, so the swamp, I didn't think it's a swamp,
Yes.
but maybe.
So the reason why I wanna let you guys know is like, we're only in design phase, there is no construction, this is just a grant that she went for. We could potentially lose 1 or 2 parking spots due to this, but I will tell you, no, we can't park
yeah,
there anyway.
yeah.
But we just wanna I just wanna make you aware of it, so it's in the very early stages, but that could happen. And yes, we have talked at length about the potential of Pollard, and so we're just trying to figure out where that might go.
Do they, when will they know? Maybe they won't know, okay. The militia heights equipment, would that go to things
Yes,
and go to the top lot?
if
Because
we,
the
yes,
top lot, it's not very good.
no, that was next up
So I
until
wonder if we
the,
could
Yeah.
pick
Middle
it
school
up
problem.
and put it there.
if we get that
Yeah,
top
that's
lot back, yes, we can absolutely. do
Good
that.
point. That's a great
But
point.
even before, I mean, just,
Mhm.
okay.
Okay, for the sake of time, we've got about 12 minutes left, so let us jump into, unless there's something else people want to go over.
Do you want me to, do you wanna go by like what's
In front of us.
coming up really quick
Yes.
on the special events and anything that we might need to punt, we can punt?
Yeah,
The
okay,
first
sure.
one is a big one. The first one is this weekend, so
The Temple Bachelor Project Bread Walk for Hunger.
I didn't even catch that the date was this weekend.
Mhm.
I read through my.
it's at the Reservoir Trail. It doesn't affect us really at all. Potentially some parking.
This weekend.
Mhm.
Opening day. Parade walk.
At the reservoir on a Sunday?
Well,
Is it
I'm
on
saying the parking. Where am I thinking the reservoir is? Reservoir's on Peace Ave.
It's up behind
Right.
Peace.
Okay, so they can park there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
just as long as they, that's fine.
That would make a motion,
I was just wanted to make sure.
I would make a motion, we approve this unless there's. The reason the director of assistant director. I make a motion to approve the Temple Digital Project for Red Walk for Hunger.
All right, we have a motion, Michelle seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye, passes unanimously.
The next one is, I think, gonna create a big conversation. And I will tell you that the town of Arlington made the news with a very similar situation.
Which one are we referring to?
The preschool that wants to use the playground as their daily usage, as their playground.
Oh.
Where is this on here?
This is the.
It says the very next one after the Temple Fest.
Oh,
Okay.
So I think
It's,
we should, I don't think this is gonna conversation we can get done in 12 minutes.
No,
no, okay, got it, okay, sorry, the second one on there.
I think for profit,
Yes.
makes it a little easier.
So they walk down every day. Is what's happening. And Wu said, can't do this, you need thought.
And then we're gonna say, fill out a permanent now, you can't. Yes.
That's why I think we need to put bigger. And I can talk to Arlington and find out where they landed on that, because they were going to charge the preschool. Because they were using one of their playgrounds
mhm,
Yeah,
as they were advertising that that was their space as well. That's how they found out.
and it's eight kids.
Yeah.
with insurance that's expired, too, that's always nice.
Pump that to next.
We punt that to the.
Yep. I think-
21st,
The Amity Day and dedication of the Richard Fry plaque That's the one that I sent you backed up information on, that's from Kim Marie Nichols. They have already started advertising this.
That's a lot of stuff for that location.
Yep. 100 people and only 30
Wow.
cars. I find
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Is that the only space that we can do that?
That's where the plaque is.
Oh, that's in the plaque.
So the
Okay,
plaque
sorry.
already
Should've known.
exists, it's on a rock, it's at Avery, which is why. That's why they're moving it there, cause that was my first question, why there?
Right.
Yeah.
And then they sent me a picture of the rock and I was like, oh.
That's, boy, those neighbors are very close. Those neighbors are right there. I don't know if we have many dealings with people in the building anymore. We used to.
I haven't heard from them.
Yeah, I think it's
much
been
at
a
all.
while, but we
Yeah.
used to have.
But other than the
Complaints.
softball, we don't have a lot of, like, the
Right.
usage isn't
Right.
super high over there.
I mean, but this is like 3 times the softball event, the amount of people there.
And they can park, right? Avery, oh, no. I'm
Avery's.
thinking of the other one.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's no
You're asking for
parking.
the temple and somewhere else, right?
They have asked the temple to park.
And Carter Memorial Church did.
Alright. I, at first reading this, second reading actually, it seems like a very large, dense, perhaps noisy event to have at that location. That's my first thought. We try to be good neighbors, we always try to accommodate people when they want to have a special event, and this seems like it's a, you know, a wonderful event, and even diversity initiative and all that, but is that the right spot? I know that's where the plaque is, but is that the right spot? Can we permit something this large at that spot?
There is no, for our field, there's no like,
Right, but I mean, if
Yeah.
you look at it, right, if somebody said we wanna have 1,000 people.
so
at-
typically I would say no to this.
Yeah,
The hiccup for me is the fact that that's where the dedication is.
Mhm.
That's where the original dedication is. So I actually, I don't have a good solution for this. I've been thinking about it all weekend, trying to be like, is there another space? But
and my initial thought was, oh, absolutely not, and I missed the part that that's where
Mhm.
the dedication. would make
because
sense.
usually they hold this at the Emily Path behind PSAP.
Right,
This year, they're specifically moving it for this
Dedication. Of the plaque.
rededication.
so Needham softball has a permit there for that time.
I mean, for an afternoon thing, again, not speaking for them, but I think that was something that they would move their schedule around to accommodate, but I mean, is it worth even, I know that the fields are ours, but out of respect to the neighbors, to even reach out to Avery, the building, and say something like this has been presented, I mean, out of courtesy?
I would be fine speaking to Avery and giving them a heads up that it was
Right,
happening,
letting them know.
but I'm not sure we want to give them the option. to
No,
make it.
you're right, I'm sorry, I worded that wrong, I'm just.
But if we
being courteous.
approve it, I would reach out to the building
Mhm.
management company and say, heads up, this is happening from
Yeah.
this time to this time. It is not typical, but this is where the plaque is.
Do we have time to accomplish one or no?
June 8th, and they're already advertising, the longer we let that go, if we're not gonna have it.
Has
there.
anyone spoken to, was this, did you say Kimberly Nichols?
I haven't spoken to her, just the email that she sent us that I forwarded on to you guys.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's nothing like really walkable from there, so it's like, could you do the dedication and then you carry on to Greensfield?
Yes, so
But
that,
that's a walk.
You don't wanna, the closest thing would be the high school, but you don't want, we're gonna put them on.
That's like a parking lot. Especially in parking lot.
I mean, there's a lot of music, there's live music, electric piano, bass, guitar, drums, vocals, playing a lot of South African jazz. They'll have a sound check at 2:30, it starts at 3. It just sounds loud to me for that spot, right next to those are condos, I think, aren't they?
And there are neighbors there, there are
And
a
their
lot of
neighbors right
neighbors.
across the street, there's no electrical outlet, so the sound could be powered using a portable battery or generator, so you're gonna have a generator going that, with that sound of a
Yeah,
generator, right, which carries, it comes into your house, most of these houses are exceptionally well soundproofed, and I'm like.
Well, here's, I hate saying, here's the other thing, you're gonna have 100 people there and you're giving out food and water. We have a bathroom there?
It's a portable.
There's no port, there's a
It's
portable?
Yeah, they were portable.
Yes,
But it's,
Can we double check on that?
yes.
Okay, that's a
The other thing
lot.
we can do is. If you wanna do the thing where you say, I can decide, once I get more information, that you're supportive of it. So that we don't have to meet again to approve it. But I would like to reach out to the Needham Human Rights Committee. And the Green Needham and also the select board and make sure that they are they definitely are sponsoring this and. They do know where it is, so I think the select board might also feel the same way we feel, and I
Right.
have not reached out to.
okay, I would love to do that, because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling like this, to me, I read it and I said. Again, not noticing that the stone plaque was there, I was like, this is not hard to know for that location.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, and everything else is, we would approve this in a different location, I think.
But
With
it's just,
some
yeah,
parameters,
any place
but-
else, right?
But
Yeah.
do you remember how careful we were about where can we place the portable? Because,
Yeah.
right, because neighbors complained, we wanted to be somewhere that was. I'd be accessible to the truck to pick it up, but it couldn't be in people's yard, you know, we really gave it a lot of thought, so to now have. Live
Mhm.
music and a generator running for, what looks to me like 4
Right,
hours.
I will make a motion that we will make this a. Motion to approve contingent on the director reaching out to the parties that she mentioned, Green Needham, Select Board. And whoever the third one was, and if you can report back the answers of those conversations to the commission. That if the commission deems that it's satisfied by the other departments, that we will then make a motion via email.
I would
No.
be happy, I would be happy to leave it in the hands of. our
Okay, all right,
director.
leave it, all right, leave it in the
Like,
hand, okay, leave it in the
answers
hands of our
are
director,
satisfactory.
okay.
If you're.
You're right, because it's being approved, okay, contingent on the answers being satisfied by the
I
director.
can certainly share my information.
Just let us know, so I don't,
Yep.
if somebody's yelling at me at freaking dinner.
Yeah.
All right, we have a motion, can we hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Passes unanimously. Anything else that needs to,
I mean, there's a couple PTOs, there's a Cub Scouts thing.
Yeah, that's pressing.
Yeah, the only thing I would, even push, like, question you guys on. Is any of the fees. Cub Scouts, we've never charged,
keep it going?
PTO, Sunita Williams, we never charge.
All right.
And then my question is, do we charge for the temple? To run a
Is the
party?
date right on that, June 11th,
Yes, it's in the
Oh.
middle of the day.
middle of the day.
Have we charged them?
They've never asked us for anything.
I'm just saying. The two fields that they picked. They better park in the parking lot.
Oh, my goodness, if they park on Georgia, I did.
Yep.
No,
But-
but you know what? If we tell them, I think these people are better
Yeah,
than
they
the
would-
sports group,
Got
I'm just gonna say that.
Okay,
I mean, they will need a food permit, but they are requesting electricity.
how are they gonna do that?
They are gonna run it to the building, I don't know.
It's a long
That
run.
is a
It's a long-
long extension.
Yeah. And then they will, if they are gonna serve pizza, they'll have to get a food permit
Mhm.
from the public health.
Do we need to know about the sound equipment? It is the middle of the day, but still.
Middle of the day, and if it may also be a half day for being public schools,
Oh.
because often they sing.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, Temple Beth Shalom end of year party,
It's the second
Wednesday, June
Wednesday.
11th.
Second Wednesday.
That's probably it then, right?
Mhm.
Second
I
Wednesday.
think
Yeah, 200 people, 75 cars. And this will conflict with any field maintenance that Eddie or his crew
I can reach out to Eddie, because I wanted to
All right.
check in with you folks first.
This one can't wait either.
200 people.
Do we want to make a motion that similar to the prior one of we leave into the directors and the assistant directors' hands after checking with DPW and Park and Forestry to make sure it doesn't conflict with any and the high school. Make sure it doesn't conflict with any of those, because school for the high school is still in session.
I think the high school is still in session. I do think it's a half day. It will depend on, do we have any sporting practices there? So there's a lot of question marks for this space.
Can we ask if there's an alternate location or an alternate time? or day.
We can certainly give them both of
Okay.
those things. But a lot of our big spaces in the middle of the school day.
Can't, or on school
We don't,
grounds, we can't do that.
yes.
Mhm.
I mean, the other option is Hillside, that's the one I always go to, because so.
Oh,
But we would need to get a porta potty, because.
Yep.
One of the things that came up about the Holy was they said, can we have access to the building for the bathrooms? I said, absolutely not. And- Oh, we
Oh,
are
yeah.
passing it on
Do
to
the
them.
thing they would have.
Yes, they would have to pay for that.
Is it, yeah, they're having a softball game, and what are they doing? Like, does it have to be?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Or is it just field use?
My guess is they pick something that's not next to a school. Because it is in the middle of the day.
Right, so they couldn't go to school.
Mhm.
So they can't go any of the big school fields, and so that really leaves very few decent sized fields.
could we go back and offer them Hillside first? And if they take Hillside, great, if not, we will check with all our other activities. Being school, park and forestry, and other departments, to make sure there's no maintenance or anything else that is scheduled.
Yep.
During normal work hours.
I don't like using baseball fields as multi-purpose, that's what I worry about, like, I wouldn't even want.
Oh, I definitely, yeah, oh, yeah.
I wouldn't even wanna
I
use
used to park on, they
on that fields, so no.
Mhm.
Unless you're playing kickball or softball or baseball, you should not be able to, and you should find somewhere else.
Right,
And
even
then
every
we put out top lock,
people are
keep it
upset about
200
maintenance
people.
in the baseball fields,
Yep.
right, and how much it costs them to maintain them.
Yeah, and
Also, as a general rule, we do not permit aphasia for special events.
Mhm.
That being said, we do allow Pollard to have their field day during the school day.
Right.
And
That's
most
more-
of our requests are after the school day, so this is sort of like a weird. It's, yeah, it's an
Yeah.
outlier, so that's why I actually brought it to you, normally I would just say no, but.
All right, check with Hillside, see if that's an option.
I'm thinking no, honestly, I'm leaning towards no, it just seems like there's just too many issues.
Even know what Hillside?
Well, Hillside is a different story, it
Okay.
seems, but that may not fit their needs, I would be surprised if it suits them, but if it does, fabulous.
And do we let them, do we permit the use of our fields, do they request use of our? fields?
No,
Like,
oh, they have an adult
They have
softball
softball,
team,
yeah,
but
right.
the
so that's
school
part
does
of
not,
the-
school itself does.
I don't know.
Like St. Joe's, you know.
Oh, is this?
Oh,
St. Joe's, we do.
Yes, it is.
Do they have-
I would-
Yes, we do.
I would assume.
So is this
What
a
is-
school?
Yes.
Professional school?
Yes.
Okay.
What age group do we know? K through five? Five. school.
I don't know, that's what I
They
did.
just-
Well, I see school buses, dropping them off and picking up kids.
The big gym,
Oh, they have a gym, so it must be school.
there you go.
All right, we'll leave this up to contingent. First option is Hillside. If they don't go with Hillside. We have many questions. Yeah, the answer's no. Sorry. Yeah, we need to run up the hill. Anything else that you need pressing from us?
Everything else can be bumped, and I will approve all the PTO ones
Got it.
now that you have them.
Wait, do we do the,
Oh, last thing.
Day, let's go,
Need to make a motion for
May 10th.
Go back.
Rocket Day,
let's go. Rob.
Cub Scouts.
Oh, okay. Make a motion to approve Rocket Day?
Correct.
Okay, I have a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Great. Well,
All right, all those in favor of approving Rocket Day, say aye. Oh. But just one last thing.
No, next thing, so, yes, approved.
Yes, approved. Okay. Last thing I got is the continuation of Needham Arts Association Art Outside. They want to continue until 2026, I think,
And,
August 2026. I think it's beautiful. I think it's great. I've never seen any issues, and I think it is a value add to the community. That if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and I would make the recommendation to support it to go to August of 2026.
is that a motion?
I guess, yes, yes, that is a motion.
Okay, I'm like, okay. I thought it was just an opinion.
An opinion and a motion at the same time.
Okay.
All right, motion in a second. Do I hear any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Passing unanimously. Anything else, Director? Or Assistant Director?
Next meeting.
Will
is an
be.
issue, Right, May 12th is,
Is,
special town
meeting, so. we
Our
will
next
go
meeting is gonna be May 21st.
May 21st.
Wednesday,
Okay, so that is the next.
that's the
meeting.
date.
Yep,
And then
Okay.
we'll go, and then we'll do.
then we'll look at other meetings after that
Okay, can
time.
we add next, for some people, thing to talk about the dog park pilot, which we
Yes.
got in.
Yes.
letter to
That would
Becky?
be, yes,
Yes.
May will be, that, yes.
Okay, talk about that, and also, can we talk about signage at fields, actually, the.
Yes, great.
So, when I was running for Park and Rec, I thought, okay, for my Facebook campaign, my husband goes, I'll take a picture in front of a field sign, and you feel like 10 days, I'm like. And then we went to, walls, and I'm like, this is terrible. Randy's like, what's the matter with you and your signs? And I thought, it's. So, can we talk about signage, because there is a trust, the Streeter Trust, I believe it is called. And I think we could use that money.
Yes.
Yes, it's for a few things, I don't know how much is left in it, it could be as much as 15,000, it could be as little as zero, but it's something in it.
Mhm.
I think it's called Streeter, it's either
So we
Street or
just
Streeter.
are just now working with a new sign company,
So,
which is fixing the map, the Fazio map sign. They're redoing the Fazio map sign because it had to come on fence.
Oh, yeah.
And we're doing a couple other ones, so
so
we
I
can
think we
certainly
can
add.
use that one, we have to look a little bit at the language, but I think we could use it for signage, whether it's trail signage, but field signage, our field signs are not really.
Visible.
No, we need to
Be
redo.
proud of.
Yes,
We had been talking about this and then they were coming up with a new logo for the town, so we were waiting so that we
Yeah,
could.
well, I'm saying like, if we don't have a logo, like, we just.
Well, we have
paint
it
a
now.
nice
Right.
sign, we know the names.
and we
but,
don't do them all at once. You could
Yes.
do 5 fields here, something like
And if
that.
we can, right, if we don't have money in that trust, but I do think we do, and I do think we can use it.
Okay.
Well, then we can just do, talk to Chris, about 1 or 2 signs a year,
Yeah.
right, whatever. So,
Okay. Anything else?
motion to adjourn.
Seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, meeting adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
On to the next one. What room are you taking?
E, order D, E, E, F, I don't know. E, F. Oh, so maybe.
No, it's fine. No,
E, is that okay?
no, I'm just gonna walk in along.
I just, actually, I was just there last week and I was like,